Hello my friends and welcome back to another video here from the Off-Grid Garage late night show. I am in a double layer t-shirt tonight because we want to do some work on the bottom shelf battery here. What I have totally forgotten about is our damaged cell here, and we have the replacement cell sitting here for at least 1.5 weeks or something, and I've totally forgotten to actually swap them over. That's what I want to do tonight. Can you hear all the fans? It is loud in here. Multiplus is running. The Peter inverter is running. 1.5 kilowatts. And the battery charger is running. And they all have noisy fans. Because I have connected our hot water system to the Off-Grid Garage here. And we are currently heating up our water heater with the Multiplus. That's why the fan is actually on in here. Because totally stupid, they are expecting some real blackouts here in the next couple of days in Queensland. Apparently some generators are not even working, they are not even on the grid, and there is about 1.5 gigawatts of power missing at the moment. And they're expecting blackouts during peak times between 4 and 9 o'clock. And because our hot water system runs on an off-peak system, they have just turned off the power for hot water systems, pool pumps, everything which is running on these off-peak systems. It's off, it's turned off for 5-6 hours until the peak period is over, and then they turn it back on. Then I'm already in bed and the water is cold and I want to have a hot shower. So yeah, and the Peter inverter just refills our battery here with the power supply. But yeah, we are at 3 volts here in the SFK battery, so it's not actually charged enough. I thought it is around 40-50%, but apparently it's only at 16%. So I give this another half an hour or so and then I turn it off. Yeah, that's the power situation. 1.7 kilowatt going into the hot water system at the moment, and 1 kilowatt coming from the SFK battery into the big battery, and we are still at 30% state of charge in our big battery bank shelf here. So no big deal. And because we are going to work on this battery, I have to shut down this battery bank here altogether. That's what we are going to do right now. Let me just turn this one off. The Multiplus is still warming our water because it's now running from the top and the middle shelf battery, but not the bottom one anymore. This one is completely shut off. That's why we have here positive and negative on these circuit breakers. From the main bus bar system you can see up there, completely isolated. Positive, negative, completely turned off. So next step would be to disconnect our BMS so it doesn't freak out, it doesn't get any false information, and then we can just yeah, take this battery out, put the other cell in, and hopefully everything is working. I have already put the label on here, replacement number 15, so this is cell number 15, 280 ampere hours, June 2020. That is right now. And then I want to do a full capacity test on this one here, but I doubt this dent actually, yeah, it looks serious, but I doubt this dent actually has anything to do with any capacity loss or any other problems with this battery cell. And then when we have done all this, we need to talk about a very, very serious problem. A very serious problem. I have major concerns and we need to talk about it. But let's do the fun part first and then we get serious. So to turn off the BMS, we just disconnect the balance leads. Ah, no, I don't need to. This one has actually a power button here. Ah, how stupid am I? It has a power button. There it comes back again. And we just press and hold it. Bye-bye. Nope. Off. Even if you are disconnected here from the main battery bus bar system, the BMS is still working with the battery. And this is on purpose. I've seen some questions under my videos, people asking why I have this order and not the circuit breaker as close as possible to the batteries. Well, if I turn off the battery bank here, I still want to have the BMS having access to the battery. I can still connect via Bluetooth and can read all the voltages and can do the balance function when I charge the battery. Whatever maintenance I'm doing, the BMS is part of it. And the circuit breaker here only disconnects this main unit from the other battery banks. That's why I have this order: circuit breaker, BMS, battery, and not the other way around. Because in case of a fault or something, in case something happens, you turn off your circuit breaker and the BMS is on the other side, so it won't talk to your batteries anymore, and you have no freaking idea what's going on with the batteries. If one cell is peaking, has an issue or something, you have got no idea, unless you measure all the cells manually with a voltmeter. From a pure maintenance perspective, far more convenient to have the BMS still connected to the battery. Yes, the BMS still uses some power now, but this is only a few milliamps, and with these large battery cells, it is not an issue. Okay, let's take off the cover here. Oh, the good old times when we built the battery shelf. All right, let me get some cover here. Let's see if this is all right. It's good as it can be. So yeah, I've just used these foam parts here to cover up all the other battery bus bar systems. So in case something happens, there can be no short. I cannot touch any of these bus bars here. You can also use just a rag or something and cover this all up. That's totally fine. And now we need to take off this nut and this nut. Oh no, actually we need to take these ones off as well, because I need to remove the bus bar. Damn it, it's a bit more work than I actually thought it is. Let's do it. This one. There's only 4 Newton meters. Doesn't take much to take off these nuts here. Okay, they are moving a bit, that's fine. All right. Okay, we need to be very careful with these loose bus bars now, because they are still connected to the BMS. Why is it turned on again? What a stupid BMS. Okay, let's slide this one out carefully. So, there's our damaged cell. So guys, before we replace the actual battery cell with a new one, we want to measure the internal resistance and voltage of the cells, because the replacement one, this one here, it is supposed to have the same internal resistance and voltage as the faulty one. They have explicitly asked for the QR code of the faulty one to match this replacement cell exactly to what I have here. So let's see if this actually matches. I've got my meter here. Hang on, I'll get you closer. There you can see it perfectly. Okay, let me calibrate our tester. There we go, 0.0, everything is zeroed out. Perfect. Okay, so let's measure the existing one, the faulty one, which is this one here. First, go on the negative and positive. So we have 3.31 volts. Obviously the voltage is different because state of charge could be a different. 0.2 milliohms internal resistance. So 2019, yeah, 0.2 milliohms. Okay, let's try the new one. .21 milliohms. Okay. Yeah, it is changing. So I would say we've got the same internal resistance here of the cells. Voltage can be a bit different. That's not of a concern at all. So that's perfect. It has the same internal resistance as the faulty one. Maybe measure it again. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's put it in. And then we put the new one back in. Same careful way. There we go. Okay, realigning the cells. Got the same space. There we go, 4 Newton meters of torque. And there we go, 4 Newton meters. All done. Okay, let's remove the foam, put our plastic cover back on, and everything is done. Can't see a difference, but there's no dent anymore. All right, let's turn on the BMS again, 52.4, and we now can turn on our circuit breaker, but we want to have a look at the app. So we are at 52.46 volts, 0 amps because circuit breaker is still off. And let me turn on the circuit breaker and see what happens. If we get an inrush current either way, I would not expect it at all. Yeah, 25 amps discharging because we are still pulling power from the multiplus, and the current already goes down. That's all you get. Yeah, guys, that was all the maintenance we had to do tonight. How good is that? The whole concept, the whole principle works just fine. So you would now expect that all the 3 battery banks delivering the same power now to your load, but because this one was off for about 10 minutes, it actually supplies a bit more power. And we can see this here in the JKBMS app. That's the battery in the middle shelf, and it delivers only 10 amps at the moment. Well, if we go back in the bottom shelf, which we had off, it's about 16 amps, because the shunt measurement is a bit off here in the Haltech BMS. I still haven't fixed it. So this one delivers a tiny bit more power now in comparison to the other two. But this is not an issue, it all balances out eventually anyway. That's no problem at all. And now you probably would ask, Andy, you haven't checked this replacement battery before you put it back into the battery bank. That is absolutely right. I don't know. And I have no other choice than putting it in, right? We can already see here, cell number 15, the red one, is actually higher than all the other cells. So it might be that state of charge of this one cell. Yeah, the others are around at 30% now. And usually these cells get delivered at around 30%. So I thought just put it in and see what happens. And here we have it. Got a 20 millivolt deviation across the pack here. That's totally fine. And in the next full recharge, it will just balance out itself. The next full recharge is about 4 months, 5 months away. We're in the middle of winter here. There's no way I can fully charge the battery now unless I turn everything off. But why should I? Just leave it running as it is. She'll be fine. So guys, we have now tested this damaged battery here with 281.1 ampere hours of capacity. Well, it is a 280 ampere hour battery, so it still delivers full capacity. And this was exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't really too concerned about this big dent here in the corner. And certainly there was no malfunction or any capacity loss, or this cell didn't peak out during our testing of the battery. It is just working normally. But exactly this leads us now to the more serious part of this video. So as you know, I have made quite a few orders of these batteries in the last 1.5 years. We have started with battery number 1, and I ordered mostly from Shenzhen Basin there. And The second delivery had actually 2 battery cells in the delivery, which were a bit dented. And I claimed this immediately with them. And after a few emails back and forward, I would say, they actually agreed to send me 2 free batteries with the next delivery. So I ordered 8 batteries, but I paid only for 6. And then when I started building the battery 2.0, I ordered from Qishou technology. The quality and customer service was outstanding. As you know, I have made a couple of videos showing their batteries, showing the quality, talking about their customer service, and I was really blown away. I was really very happy with it, and this is exactly what I shared here on the channel. And apart from this last transport damage here of this one cell, I had never ever any problems with them, with the quality of their cells. They all met full capacity, they were matched, internal resistance was matched. I never actually checked the QR codes. I'm not too concerned about that. But here's my big concern. Recently, some of you guys have left comments under my videos with totally different experience as I had. Damaged cells, capacity too small, internal resistance not matched, QR code results all over the place. And you also complained about bloated cells. And this actually concerns me because this is exactly against what I experience here with my deliveries from Qishou technology. And I was wondering why this is all happening now. Because so far I haven't heard much from anyone saying their quality is bad or I have received bad cells, they were damaged, scratched, whatever. And this is exactly what you find on Amazon reviews. You know, you've got like 800 positive reviews with 5 or 4 stars, but you're looking for this 1 or 2% of the negative reviews. You know, the 1 or 2 stars, that's what you want to read. This is at least what I do. So I'm really glad you're leaving comments under my videos and sharing your experience, the negative experience with your battery deliveries. Because if they send me selected battery cells, just because I'm talking to the camera, and you have a totally different experience with these batteries, products, and services they deliver, it is your good damn right to leave a negative comment, and you definitely should complain with them. If you're not happy with the delivery, with the goods, with the services you have received, claim this with the supplier immediately. And I have also contacted Qishou technology as well and said, well, what is going on? We've got all these negative comments now. And they sent me these videos from their big warehouses where they're testing all these battery cells in big shelves and measuring capacity and internal resistance and everything, and then matching the cells and having these all in spreadsheets. And it shows like 280 plus, between 280 and 295 ampere hours. So this all looks good, what they are showing you. But I said, well, why do we have these negative comments then? If you have all these quality measures in place, why do we see these negative comments? Why are people not happy with the product? And I replied and say, well, we are working with the customers on an individual base and offering solutions. And this is what I read in my comments as well, that some of you said, well, they have offered me money as a discount because the cells were not 280 ampere hours, they were like 278. So they were 1 or 2% short on the capacity, and they got you like a 30 or 40% discount on these cells. But I'm questioning this because if they have all these quality measures in place and testing capacity and internal resistance, why do they send out battery cells with less capacity than advertised, than people paid for, right? This should not happen. If they have battery cells with less capacity, they can offer this to customers and say, well, we have these battery cells with less capacity. Would you like to take them for less money? You know, special offer, totally fine. Most people are on a budget, so if you can save money for almost the same quality, why not? Then we have some viewers who left comments under my videos and saying these are factory rejected batteries. So the manufacturer EVE or EVE, whatever you want to call it, they have their internal quality check and testing and everything. And if these battery cells are not matching their quality standard, they basically sell them cheaper to these suppliers on Alibaba. And this is basically what we buy. Yeah, well, this is what some people claim. If this is true or not, I don't know. but it potentially would explain this variation in quality we see. And Qishou actually replied to me and said, well, if you buy from EVE, these cells will be more expensive. So it must be true somehow that these cells we all buy from Shenzhen Basin, from any of these other companies on Alibaba, they have a lower quality than the original ones from EV you can buy. These certified batteries you find sometimes. And I read something about $50 or 50% more expensive than we buy them. I'm not sure. This is just what you read. If this is all true or not, I don't know. But this doesn't mean these are not A-grade batteries we are buying. They may not meet the high quality standards of the manufacturer, but they are still A-grade batteries. And as you have seen from many of my tests here on the channel, I don't have any issues with these battery cells at all. And I just don't hope this is not only because I'm talking to a camera and other people don't, and they have selectively sent me better quality cells here, which are really, really matched and really high quality cells. Because this would be insane. It would be a total disaster and a breach of trust. Because from the beginning, I said to all these manufacturers, this is regardless if it's batteries or any other products, I said, if you send me selected articles, selected items, selected devices or batteries, and customers, viewers who are buying the same product are experience your services differently, then you are in big trouble. And it looks like we are on the corner of having such an issue now with Qishou technology. But as I said, usually you don't hear and you don't read all the positive comments, right? You're looking for the 1 and 2 star, the bad comments. You want to read the bad stuff, right? Before you spend $2,500–3,000, you wanna make sure you get something decent for this money. And this is 100% correct. And I'm really concerned what is happening here. Are we just seeing the tip of the iceberg here, or is this just really these 1 or 2 comments with 1 star? I mean, if you are not happy with these battery cells or any other products or their services or something, you need to complain. You need to complain and you need to push hard. I have read this also in my comments that people have given up and said, well, this is all too much. I don't want to have any discussions with them. They need to provide you with a solution. If your battery cells are under capacity, this is a total deal breaker. 280 ampere hours needs to have 280 ampere hours. At least. Someone said that the QR codes are all over the place. Some are from last year, some are from this year manufactured. So I wouldn't be too concerned about these things as long as the batteries are working and have full capacity. And I'm also not too concerned about the 100% match of internal resistance, because this will drift over time anyway, and then you have higher deviation and need more balance in with your cells anyway. So I am totally expecting this, and the matching of internal resistance and voltage, this is just a marketing thing. You know, this looks good on the website, looks good on paper, but it is just a snapshot of this battery at this point of time when they do it. After 6 months, it can be totally different already. But who is testing the internal resistance of your batteries at home all the time? And then some comments were like, well, Andy, you need to buy these server rack ready-built batteries now. This is standard, and this is what people are doing right now. Well, how do you know the quality of these batteries is all right? How do you know all the QR codes are all right? Do you think the manufacturer of these ready-built batteries is matching everything perfectly? You probably end up with the same problems as well after some time. Who knows? So I'm testing these battery cells for the last 1.5, almost 2 years now. And I'm sharing my experience here on the channel, and it was always positive. And now in the last couple of weeks, I'm reading more and more of these negative comments. They just don't have the same experience. They have less quality batteries. They are bloated. They are... The security valve is open and they are damaged, and the internal resistance is not matched, and all this kind of stuff, and under capacity. So, and this concerns me. This concerns me, really. And I don't know if we really have a quality issue here with some suppliers, or if just more people coming forward now and sharing their experience. Did they have a bad batch of batteries which they sent out, and it is just a temporary problem? I really don't know. I cannot read I cannot read this information and make sense out of them. So guys, I don't know. Yeah, leave your comments down below, please, if you have any positive or negative stories to share about your battery delivery. Did they offer you a discount or did they take the cells back? I mean, they have sent me a replacement battery here for this transport damage here. And I have read comments under my videos where people said, yeah, they had the same experience. They have just replaced the faulty cell. But I have also read other comments where they said, no, they haven't replaced mine. They offered me a discount to keep them. And I think it depends a bit on how severe the damage is, or it is just on an individual base, right? So I think we cannot say, well, if something is damaged, they need to replace it. If it still works and has some scratches or a little dent or something, it is perfectly fine to use this battery cell. And you are maybe better off with a discount. Guys, let me know what you think about this situation now. How do you read this? What do you think? What is your experience? Leave all your comments down below. I'm always keen to read them. And I'm trying to respond to as many comments as possible. Okay, guys, so far this video from today. A little bit of a concerning video, I think. I hope these suppliers are watching this as well and taking care of you as the customers, taking care of the quality of their battery cells, of their services, and keep delivering these battery cells to us as in the good old times. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support here on the channel, for all your generous beer donations here, supporting the channel financially as well. Thanks for all your millions of comments under my videos. And you are f***ing crazy, but I like it. And until the next video guys, you stay charged, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. See you then, bye bye.